Everybody, and welcome to Monday Morning Middle of the Road. I'm Coach Casey, and joining me as always, it's TJ. How's it going, buddy?
What's up?
This show is a show where one Democrat, me, played by me, one Republican, who is TJ, come together to prove you can still stay friends, talk about stuff, hang out. I'm going to be honest, I'm only here today so I don't get fined. I said I'd do a show with you, but it's, we're watching it up on the screen in front of us. We're going to cut off here, our hour, probably normal, so I can watch my sad Cowboys with Cooper Rush play some football here in a little bit. What's your week been like this week?
I don't know. Look at those pants, though. Well, I mean, what color is that?
That is salmon, I believe they call that.
Where does he go?
If you're watching Monday Night Football right now or the countdown, Booger McFarland with his crooked fingers and unique football stylings as wearing some salmon or some color of pants. I don't know if you're watching or listen to this later on, maybe comment what color you think they are, but
sexy.
Yeah, we're about an hour before kickoff, 6:22 Monday
Perfect
evening.
timing to watch the Cowboys get the W.
Hopefully they are, right now we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Those are my second favorite Cowboy uniforms, by the way.
I do like the dark blues.
But Double Star is my favorite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. White helmets.
Today's 9/26, if I didn't say that. If you're listening to us, you're listening to us on a lot of places. Anchor, Spotify, iTunes, Radio Republic, basically anywhere you can. If you're watching, you might have found us on Facebook if I shared it on there. You might be watching on the YouTubes. Maybe see something from us on Twitter. Subscribe, like, share, tell somebody. Getting better every week. More stuff. Right now, not a lot of politics going on, so it's kind of Monday morning, middle of the sports.
Yep.
But, we'll get to there. TJ had a big weekend.
I did. A busy weekend. Got off work Friday. Loaded the girls up. We headed to Lawrence. Took them to their first KU football game, which, for them to come in with their fake dad to their first KU football game to a sold-out crowd was pretty good.
If I was going to comment, following the journey of the foot, I wouldn't have known you went. There was pictures of so many people of the girl shared and your wife shared, and not one of them was you.
You know what's crazy is
even lunch.
First
dinner,
of all, well, we ate dinner the night before. We went to.
Well, you know what I mean, but there was.
But yeah, I guess I wasn't in any of the pictures.
Not a single one, and not even a mention. Had I known, I would have thought that they went to this game without you. Maybe she was.
I was in trouble for not taking pictures with my wife, apparently. But first of all,
so you did go really? Though?
I was there.
You were texting me. You were saying it was hot.
It was so hot.
Well, you went to the KU Duke.
There
game.
was absolutely zero phone service. There was no internet phone service. That's the reason why the only text message I received was yours because you're a non-iPhone user, so that came through. Everybody I talked to was like, dude, is your phone working? Fuck no, my phone's not working. It's crazy. So hot. Awesome game. Awesome atmosphere. It was crazy to be back there and see the place sold out. And, my stepkids didn't grow up KU fans, before their mom and I got married, and I'm slowly bringing them to KU side, so they're understanding what rock chalk means. And I don't know if I can give you a quick little thing about rock chalk, what it means, because
nobody
rock
cares.
chalk. Oh, people do care.
No, nobody cares.
Oh, lots of people care.
People around here care, but no, I don't. I'm not going to come in and tell you what rah Michigan means.
Well, nobody says that.
Oh.
But rock chalk.
It's goofy.
No, it's not.
Rock chalk.
When we say rock chalk a lot, it can mean pretty much whatever you want it to mean. We score a touchdown, rock chalk. We win, rock chalk. Pass by a friend that's a KU fan, rock chalk.
What's it mean?
Get married, rock chalk. Add it to your vocab. You're going to need it. What's it mean? It means rock chalk, bro.
It doesn't mean nothing. It's it's worse than roll tide. I'd rather people walking around saying roll tide.
Nah, rock chalk's cool as shit.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
rock
it is.
Chalk, I always said rock jock. That makes more sense.
No, it's rock. You just what's up, bro? Rock chalk.
What chalk?
It's chalking. We're rock chalking.
I don't know what that means.
I tell my girls, I said, "Are you ready to rock chalk? Because we got to rock chalk tonight."
because they don't know what that means because that's confusing.
Well, it means, you know what it means? It means we're 4-0,
As long
baby.
as they keep winning, I guess, then it keeps people on board.
But we did have a great time while we were. Kansas has. I don't know. Have you ever been on Lawrence's campus before?
Yes, I went to. That's what I was going to say. I've been to one football game, and that was way back in the day with the former boss.
John.
I went to a Texas Tech and KU game with Todd Reesing. And, and what's his name? Aqib Talib.
Yeah, they had a lot of studs on. They got like 3 Hall of Famers on that team.
We went college Hall of Fame.
Well, they'll be NFL Hall of Famers.
Who's the 3?
Aqib Talib.
He's the only one.
What's the other dude that played for Denver forever?
I don't think he's going to be a Hall of Famer, though.
I bet he does.
I don't think he is.
They're fucking. What's that dude from San Francisco just got nominated for the Hall of Fame?
I don't know who.
The quarterback, Jeff Garcia.
Oh, well, he's a Hall of Famer.
Anyways, we have at least 2 Hall of Famers on that team. You made me forget what we were talking about.
I do that.
Oh, anyways, the hills. So the girls got the experience because it's a bitch.
Yeah,
I don't see how anybody. We were talking about this. How could you gain the freshman 15 walking up and down those hills every day?
You still drink. You drink like crazy.
Yeah, but you got to walk everywhere. It's a lot of work. Cost us $30 to park over a mile away from the stadium.
Oh, I'm sure. And you spent $4,000 on refreshments.
Yeah, $8 beers, $8 pizzas, $5 drinks. It was crazy, but it was a great experience.
Oh yeah, it's like every Cowboys game or every, one day I'll go to a Michigan game. That's the bucket list thing. But
maybe Michigan and KU could play each other in a bowl game this year, and we can go to that.
There we go.
Do a live
We'd
podcast.
have to be pretty No, I'm joking.
I was gonna interview some people after the game, but it was so fucking hot, and we were all like, like breathing hard, trying to get out of there. We just left as fast as we could, but we had fun. The girls had fun. Bella got so sunburnt. Her mayonnaise skin is not meant for the sun. We did see the whole basketball team, and
I've seen some pictures.
DeJuan Harris.
None of them with you with them.
Yeah, DeJuan Harris got in the picture, and
I've seen that.
We saw Jalen Wilson, all those, but I saw KJ Adams before that, just walking by himself, and I was like, I think that's KJ Adams.
This isn't the KU fan podcast. Nobody knows. Nobody just said. Maybe Harris.
People know who KJ Adams is.
Maybe.
You know who he is?
Who?
He's a member of the 2022 National Championship team. There you go. It was awesome. I'm
glad you had a good time. I'm glad they won since you went, because it was a lot closer game than I actually. Of course, I didn't know how good Duke really was. I mean, they're undefeated, but hadn't played a lot of.
It shouldn't have been that close. The KU had a bunch of stupid penalties.
Which I guess it don't really matter. We sports and then go to whatever. It don't really matter. The only thing that if you're listening now and you're in the eye of the storm or in the path of the oncoming hurricane, hunker down. We wish you the best. They're hit Cuba today. I don't know what it did. It hit Puerto Rico the other day. It hit.
We could use some of that water up here if they want to send it our way.
But it sounds like the first, since 1921 or 1929 or something, maybe the first direct landfall on Tampa. So we'll see. Hopefully everybody stays safe. The only thing I say about it, which is why this podcast exists, and the main reason I read a story earlier where the governor of Florida and the president of the United States have still yet to talk. With the hurricane bearing down, and you would think an open line of communication better. I would hope maybe they'll listen to our podcast or Bill Maher's Middle of the Road podcast or something, and maybe they could start talking, because I guess the president reached out, asked if he needed it. I mean, I think their people are talking, but they're not. So
speaking of Bill Maher, we got a beef with him, don't we?
I was going to start off with that. I think we're beating him still in India. That's the only place.
Yeah, he is not going to take us over in India.
So we've moved to number 10 podcast in India for what that's worth. But Bill Maher, all of a sudden now, and he's been doing it for a little bit, and it was just every once in a while, and he just brought him on to argue and fight with them. But now he's doing I don't even remember what it's called now, but a middle cat, meet in the middle.
Copycatting.
He's having, Shapiro on and having.
I did contact our attorney for Middle of the Road podcast, and there's been a letter sent.
I don't know if we have anything to stand on, but at least maybe we can have him on here.
He could do our show and we'll do his show.
Yeah, and then I think that would, I guess, equal it out. So.
I mean, We will drop our suit if he could have us on the show for sure.
Yeah, and maybe give us a like, or something. Then
share our shit on YouTube, whatever. Give us a shout out, So Bill, if you're listening, we appreciate that you copy us. But help a brother out,
or give us, even just like, hey, this motivation came to me. I was scrolling around looking at podcasts, and I stumbled across podcast of two guys that.
What I heard is how it happened was he was on TikTok and he saw a video of a dude talking about how he'd like to put fingers in his butthole.
Well, that could sell you on, if two guys could come together that way and talk about that, then they can come together on anything.
Yeah, for sure.
What, you have something you wanted to get to, which was
I do.
And it's not necessarily wrestling, but it's about one of your things. What do you got there?
So John Cena breaks Make-A-Wish record after granting 650 wishes.
Now is it true that did he break it by doubling now, or what? Because they said he has more than double anybody else, or maybe
because I knew like 5 years ago when he was in the 300s, he was like above and beyond everybody else, and I think the next person was another person. Yeah,
Guinness World Record by doubling it.
So let's see here. Actor, wrestling legend, and West Newbury native John Cena has completed a new accomplishment, breaking the world record for most wishes granted through the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Cena has granted 650 Make-A-Wishes according to the news release from Guinness Book World Records. Make-A-Wish helps fulfill the desire of children with critical illnesses. Let's see here. We don't need to know about that. And in 2012, he gave the foundation's 1,000th request to a fan named Carden. So he's been doing this since.
That's what I was going to say. Well, they've done 1,000, and he's done 650 of them.
Yeah. So he's been doing this since 2002. He often brings one of his championship belts when he meets the kids who have a chance to take a photo with him.
What's crazy, that's awesome. It's an awesome story. From everything that I had read up until a couple years ago, is he isn't maybe a super great, I don't know if he's not, you watched the show, you were a big fan.
I didn't really watch, you talking about Total Divas?
Yeah,
he didn't come across as a very good dude.
More controlling, and, but I think he's kind of prim and proper and not like that outgoing, partying, crazy guy that I think you think wrestlers are, so.
Yeah, I mean, he's different. He's always kind of ran his life like a business, it seems, but,
Did you bring up the thing on the other big sports story on an opposite note?
Are we talking about Farve or the coach from the Celtics?
Both. I was going to say Udoka, which is another big one.
Do you understand what's going on with that?
So when it first came out, it made zero sense to me. It was like a cancel culture thing is what it felt like to me. But as I've read more on it, it sounds like it may have not has been as consenting, or even maybe at one point it was, but then there's some threatening text messages and some, apparently she's came out since, so when it first came out and it was in the news.
Who is this dude? I mean, I get that he's the Celtics coach, but was he a player or something?
He was, but then he was,
never heard that
on
name.
The Golden State's bench for a while. He was, I don't remember where all he came from, but.
So I heard that, how it happened was her husband busted him because she was having some kind of phone conversation and the Ring doorbell caught it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was out there on the phone
with him,
talking to him, and he caught it on the Ring doorbell.
What sucks is his account of it, from what I had read, was it was a fairly consensually messed up. He screwed up, because he's married, got a beautiful wife, children, all that. But it wasn't until the next day, all of a sudden, it came out where she's, arguing the story and saying that maybe she was pressured into it, and because he had power, and
it just seems like they were just kind of wanting to get rid of him. I mean, the way it seems. I mean,
but it's weird because he had a good season.
Yeah, I mean, they were in the NBA Finals.
He's a Popovich tree. That's where he came from.
Okay.
But he got him to the finals. The players seemed to like him, and if they wanted to get rid of him, you think they just fire him. But I think what they're doing by suspending him and trying to do all this is, if they just fire him, they got to pay him. And that's probably part of it. So it's hard to know. If it is just a cheating thing, that's kind of crazy because it sucks. It's horrible. It's wrong.
I mean, I guess you can't do it in this day and age in the workplace. I mean, it's always been frowned upon, but I mean,
But the good thing
powerful
was,
men have always slept with people they work with. I mean, that's almost like that's a story as old as time.
but I think when, I think women have, probably throughout time taken almost as advantage of that as, now.
I mean, but now
But I
we
think-
got boss girls now. They
But I
don't
think-
do that shit.
But I think men, again, without knowing the circumstances, it's hard because I am a father of a girl, and if she's ever in a situation at a job or at a thing where she feels like that's her way to succeed, or
Well,
is pressured into
Your
lose her-
daughter is super fucking smart,
Well, that's why I
so
said
you don't
I don't
ever have
think
to
I've
worry
got to
about
worry
that.
about that. But I see it through a dad's eyes. I
Yeah,
guess is the
well, and
way
I
to say
have,
it.
and I've got 5 times the problem you do.
Oh, I know you
and,
got. I get it.
I would hope that my kids would never
You'd
do
think
that
you'd
too.
be more pansy like me instead. Oh.
I just don't think, I just don't, I'm sure we'll find out more as, you know how this always goes, they leak a little bit, and who's that? Oh, that's Dez?
Dez, man.
Why is he wearing number 7?
Who knows? Because 88, he don't want to be sporting CeeDee Lamb, and they gave away his number.
Well, who's 7 be?
Who knows, man? I don't know.
Damn, he's still huge.
I'd right now I'd take him back. We need a receiver.
Well, yeah. The other story we got going on is that Mr. Hall of Famer.
It is crazy, and I will, like everybody, there's like 4 or 5 different ways I've heard this. One was, Jameis Winston got busted for stealing.
Are we talking about comparison?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like for $30, it got coverage every day on ESPN. And I get it because they're active players and
Yeah.
all that, but I think it does blow my mind that this literally got pretty much 0 to no coverage. I mean, they did talk about it finally the other night, but it's not going around the clock. It's not whatever. So we're talking about the Brett Favre thing.
I think it's because it's not very sexy, really. It's just, it's like what we say is like pretty typical of wealthy
Yeah.
people that just find
if-
ways to move money
What
around.
would be crazy is to see how much this goes on.
Yeah.
Lots. Dak is, or whoever that is, pulling for money. So the story is basically that Brett Favre's daughter plays for a college in Mississippi.
Yep.
And he had funneled monies through the now ex-governor, but at the time governors, funneled a bunch of money from welfare and from other stuff. So some people, I have heard different sides on this, like, well, people that don't need them. Anyways, but to fund a new stadium for his daughter's
Yep.
volleyball
team.
What was
Indoor practice facility. So the governor
Southern
at the time,
Mississippi, is that what it is?
it just says Southern Mississippi. Yep.
Yeah.
It says the governor at the time, Republican Phil Bryant, texted in 2019 with Brett Favre, who wanted to build an indoor practice facility for the University of Southern Mississippi's football team. Bryant told him federal money for the children and low-income adults in a tightly controlled and improper use could result in a violation of federal law. Text messages between Bryant and Favre are in court documents filed Friday by Bryant's lawyer, which seek to show the governor was willing to help Favre raise private money for the volleyball facility starting in 2017 and was unaware for more than 2 years that the welfare money was going to the project, which is bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, Brett Favre isn't the guy taking the money. That guy's giving it to him clearly,
But, and that's the other thing, what people say is Brett Favre made, 120 to $130 million over his career. Why doesn't he donate it? And the story, the only thing I've heard, like he, through a statement basically said was, he was just kind of a spokesman for like the parents and the alumni of the college. And just
Brett Favre?
Yeah, just because who he was.
Yeah, I mean, he's
and
got
it is
some status for
it's
sure.
39 people that are in on the lawsuit, and I don't know if that's parents, school people. I don't know who all is in on it. But it says 39 people are sued by the organization. So, but it just,
that shit happens day in and day out.
But I think like me, and I'm on the side of it, I agree with you, but the more of this that comes out, I think the less of it does, because we truly are mad about where money does go to help people. And then you're talking about funding colleges that are already overpriced, overpaid to, and again, I mean, a guy like it makes me angry as a poor, not poor, but a lower income person that a guy. But that's what I said. All these rich people, that's how they stay rich. They don't spend their money. They spend
rich people spend other people's money.
Yeah, they get
rich, don't make stupid decisions.
No, or they don't worry about it. So
is Cooper Rush a redhead?
He is super redhead. He's as red.
Is he more than Andy Dalton?
Yeah, probably. He's old.
Where did he come from? Where'd he go to
Nowhere.
school at?
I don't even honestly remember now.
You don't?
No, I know.
He
he
seems
was on
kind
our
of
team.
handsome.
He was on our, not really.
Who was the dude that I liked? The Cowboys backup they had, the other guy.
The coach,
The slinger.
The slinger.
Yeah.
Starts with the D.
Danucci. Yeah.
Danucci.
What
I
happened
like
to him?
him too. They cut him, and basically they have him, and they have Cooper Rush and Will Greer, former West Virginia, on their bench right now.
So is Danucci in the practice squad, or
he
he's
was,
not?
but I don't think so. He was on our team I don't know where he's at right now, honestly.
I liked him.
Cooper Rush played football at Central Michigan. That's right. I should have known that
the
too.
Chippewas or whatever.
So I remember he played for us a couple of years ago. Then he got cut, and then he was actually followed Garrett to the Giants and was the backup there for a minute. And then when Dak got hurt last year or
Dang,
whatever.
he is redhead.
Yeah, he's super redhead. It's funny. I guess might as well. The funniest story I heard this week about the Cowboys, which it was that fucking, which, we're worried about Joe Biden being crazy. I'm worried about, Trump being crazy. Can we talk about the Cowboys owner, fucking Jerry Jones? He's the craziest motherfucker
What did
ever.
he say now?
He said that he welcomes and basically talked about a competition between Cooper Rush and Dak Prescott. That he hopes that they win, 6 or 5 or 8 games, and that he has to have that thought.
Well, I mean,
it's a retarded thing to say when you have a $40 million quarterback.
Yeah, but what motherfucker ain't winning?
Excuse me. What's that?
If he ain't winning.
No, I'm with you 100%, but the story should be, I'm a horrible owner and, everything else, it shouldn't be. And he's
I get what he's saying, I guess. He's saying, that'd be a good position to be in.
It's dumb to say, but it's funny because it's Russian, Dak back. He all of a sudden, he's talking about, he's getting his stitches removed before the game, supposedly tonight. He's, he was supposed to be out 6 to 8 weeks. Then all of a sudden it was 4. Now he started throwing this weekend with stitches in. And so they got their next Cooper
best.
Rush, what I'll say is if Cooper Rush gives us as good a chance or a better chance to win than Dak, we're in way bigger trouble than I thought we were.
You're money wise, but I mean, where did Tony
saying,
Romo wasn't supposed to have been the man? Did you get that thing I sent you on TikTok about Tony Romo?
Which one? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
About him doing his contract before the game in preseason with Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. I like that he sticks to his guns. But that was back before he was anybody.
I know. But I mean, Cooper Rush wasn't, maybe Cooper Rush is the next Tony Romo.
Well, the thing was, we seen Romo in preseason.
You see Cooper Rush in games.
I know. He threw for 170 yards.
What's his starting record?
2-0.
What's Dax's last game?
I did like that. It said, we need to have talk now. Dax lost 36 games and Cooper's never lost one.
Yeah. He's undefeated.
Well, a little bit different and put in perfect situations to win, but.
I know we're kind of talking about football right now, but I did text you this week and we did talk about wrestling a little bit. What do you care about AEW? Not very much, really.
Not really. I did at first. I liked it. I don't like where they've went since I started watching a little bit.
Yeah, it's,
even losing Rhodes, they were hotter then. I'm not, they're recycling some of the wrestlers I don't like as much as you do.
The thing is that like everybody that's a top guy there is almost a WWE guy. I mean, look at their champion right now.
Oh yeah,
Jon Moxley.
Obviously.
Who did he beat? Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson. And then
there's not a lot of other places for him to come from.
Who's the Ring of Honor champion? Chris Jericho.
That's what I'm saying.
Who'd he beat? Claudio, whatever the hell his name in. Who was?
That's what I said. They're not using none of their talent.
Yeah,
and they do.
Well, I mean, they're going to take MJF, but yeah. I don't know.
And then
that was our.
Yeah, I watched most of that match once you told me to turn it on, and a cool middle of the week match. I thought it would have been a better match. It wasn't as good as I thought.
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't like it didn't have that.
We're talking about the former Daniel Bryant. Bryan.
His real name's his real name is Bryan Danielson.
Danielson. There you go.
No matter what though, Bryan Danielson gets to have sex with Brie Bella on the reg.
Yes. Oh, yes. Or whatever he does.
Yeah. So I mean that. No matter what he does in life, he gets to nail Brie Bella.
You don't know if that's any good. You don't know. Remember
Look
that
at him.
saying? I know, but for saying everybody every dude knowing a hot dude, there's a dude that doesn't want to be or whatever that is.
Yeah, but I
said
mean,
knowing
that's
a hot
like
dude,
saying
by the
that
way.
you
Knowing a hot
get a
dude.
chance at that, or me could have a shot at that. I mean, I have a super hot wife. My wife is so hot.
Yeah, she's so hot she doesn't post pictures of you when she goes on football outing events.
No, it's because I didn't take pictures with her. She's
I'm
mad at
just
me.
messing with you.
That was my only real wrestling move.
Yeah, there wasn't much
we
going on.
talked about the Roman thing from last week, and there's not really a lot going
There was
on
a
with
big
wrestling
deal
right
'cause
now.
The only thing I seen was that Rollins should be getting the title shot over, but the difference is the 30 million people that, like we talked about, that watch just because, or not even if it's 30, if it's 10, if it's 7 or
Whatever,
9, whatever extra turn in just because Logan's wrestling.
It's just for the eyes.
Oh yeah, and hopefully he wins it, and then no. Well, might as well get to it. We're gonna cut off. We've got probably still 25 or 30 minutes, but we're gonna cut off here in a little bit. The only other thing I did have, you can go to Canada without your Vax card now, so you can get in. Conrad can get in. Mexico.
Can I go to New York City?
I think they've been open for a while. I think
But can I walk in a restaurant in New York City?
that's up to the restaurant owner, and I think that's still up to any owner anywhere. But there's still a couple places that still require masks, and if that's what they do, it is what it is, I guess. I mean, if you're in the United Emirate, they just took off the mask restrictions except for women,
Yeah.
And that's not a mask. And then no, Farve's not a good dude. Yeah. That's all I had. I mean,
Well, we could get to what this week in college football,
which was a couple pretty crazy games.
Yeah, Jayhawks.
There's got to be one
4-0.
The one thing that has to make you mad.
Yep. The biggest upset of the week was K-State beat number 6 OU, which.
And then what did they do after beating? They're 3-1, and where'd they go?
They're top 25. KU's number 26. So
that's crazy though. 3-1. But of course, they beat number 6.
Yeah, I mean, you beat the number 6 team in the country, and they look good. What's funny is I have several buddies who are Nebraska fans.
Oh God,
and I'm like,
hate it so bad
how
right
come
now.
Adrian Martinez looks so good there? They're like, oh, vomit. I don't even want to talk to you about it. I'm like, just think you'd still have Scott Frost, and he'd probably be relevant. So they're not.
Maybe Scott Frost is why he wasn't good.
Yeah,
if you
maybe
think
not.
About that
He looked good though, man.
Oh yeah, he looked real good. I mean, not as a thrower. He had a couple good throws, but he ran all over.
He had 4 touchdowns rushing.
That's what I said. He kind of not quite the speed, but he reminded me of Vince Young or something like that.
I won some more money on my man Jalen Daniels this week. So
they won. We talked about that. We're not going to cover them again. No, I'm just messing with you.
That's been my favorite bet lately. If you use DraftKings, which is who our sponsor is today, by the way.
Oh,
you forgot to mention
nice. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that. Sponsoring this segment.
Yeah,
they didn't sponsor the whole show. They only sponsored this segment.
They spent all their money on Kevin Hart. They only get like just a tiny plug on our
and we're
podcast.
Cheap. We were like $12.
Yeah,
but still.
Yeah, Casey and I get to split a $25 bet.
$25 gift card.
Yeah.
The game of the week for me in college football was the Clemson West.
I didn't get to see any of it, but it looked like it.
Yeah, 5 overtimes, or 3 overtimes, but it was late. It was a good game, all game. I don't know if Clemson's is good.
I think Wake Forest is pretty good.
They are good, but again, I don't know if Clemson's as good, but I like them now that they're having to, I hated them. They turned into Alabama for me for a couple years.
Clemson.
Yeah. And now they're having to fight and they're not they're winning everything this year, but they're having to fight. This I respect. This is fun to watch. And this quarterback, like DJ.
You like
Ungulea?
Yeah.
I don't know if I like him, but he's fun to watch.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing. I haven't watched enough. So, and then obviously I guess the game of the week would be the K-State Oklahoma game.
Yeah.
But top 25 game of the
We
week.
did have some not really upsets. Number 11 Tennessee beat Florida. Our team that we talked the most shit on here. Number 15 Oregon barely beat Washington State.
I watched almost all of that game. That was a freaking good game, but I kept saying it's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. freaking Oregon, Mr. Duck is what I was going to say. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Duck. Cause, for one game they looked super good, and then even a half of this game they looked real good, and then
they're like bipolar.
They just looked horrible.
Let's see here. A&M beat number 10 Arkansas.
Ole Miss barely beaten Tulsa.
Yeah, there was
crazy.
a lot of barely.
BYU.
Georgia, Michigan's game was even somewhat close. Their closest game of the season.
I didn't know a lot about Maryland going in. The score, technically they scored one real late, so
don't they have
Maryland's got Tungavailoa's little brother.
Yeah.
And They're good, man. They're
Is
really
he
good.
all right?
Yeah, they were undefeated coming into that game. They had one of the top scoring offenses. I think they were averaging over 50 a game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, as far as it went, 27-34, we couldn't get any. It was all running. Our running back had 240 yards or something on the ground. It was all. I mean, I was an advocate.
What if you had a steady stream of income you could count
Oh
on?
my God, what's happening?
I was a proponent for J.J. McCarthy. He looked bad this game, but his third game or second game as a starter, it's allowed
Gonna
to
have
happen.
some of those.
And they were pressuring him, so good game.
USC barely beat Oregon State.
Yeah, that was. I heard a bunch of. It's usually only Oklahoma fans that were talking shit on that one. We're like, "Where are you now?" and all that. But he doesn't. That's one thing I'll say about Lincoln Riley. He does not promote a defensive environment.
So we can go over the new top 25. We got Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, Clemson, USC, Kentucky, Tennessee, Oklahoma State, North Carolina State. So
Yeah, the
Penn State's number 11.
couple big games next week that I see looking ahead is Alabama, Arkansas.
That'll be a great
pretty good game. Michigan, Iowa, just because it's always a good game. NC State and Clemson play next week.
That'll be a great game.
That's going to be a real good one. I think they're at Michigan maybe for
The
game day
Iowa
next
game?
week. And then Oklahoma State Baylor. That lets you know what of those two teams really are. Those were the best games. Well, I guess Kentucky and Ole Miss. Ole Miss coming off a struggling game, and Kentucky's been looking pretty
Let's
dominant.
see here. Ole Miss is 4-0. Yeah, so somebody's got to lose there. And KU's going to play Iowa State, who lost this week to Baylor.
And Texas Tech, K-State, that's going to be Texas Tech looked good this week. I don't know what team they are, but they looked good.
Yeah, I mean, they beat Texas, and they're not ranked, and actually they're ranked
That
below
was probably
us.
one of the upsets, too. I forgot about that. That was a good game, too. You play Iowa State.
They're ranked 32nd, basically. Look at this. So, others receiving vote: Kansas, Cincinnati, Florida, Washington State, Syracuse, Oregon State, Texas Tech, North Carolina, LSU, James Madison.
Well, and I like the one down there, Tulane, which they better get one because they beat K-State, who's in the top 25. So
and TCU. So
it's been a cool, even like for me, I think yours have not tampered. You went to a game. Your expectations are probably higher each week. Mine are, I guess tampered or coming down. Yeah, I think we're really struggling in defense against fast teams against that. We're really going to, a lot of growing pains. We lost 7 players to the NFL last year, starters.
You did have the, number 2 draft pick, right?
Yeah. And he's tore it up. Aiden Hutchinson, shout out. So,
dude, I had money on that game. Speaking of that, the Lions. So DraftKings does this deal now for any game. Is if your team's up, is either 7 points.
Yeah,
you can cash out.
Yeah,
I cashed out on that game, and I cashed out on another game, and that one I would have lost if I wouldn't have cashed out. So
there you go.
It was a good pull.
So do you cash out for less?
You cash out for it's about roughly 90%.
Oh, well, that ain't bad.
It's pretty good. So I think I was gonna get $50, and I got
you seen that on the Kevin Hart commercial?
Yeah. Kevin Hart was like, "You gotta play to win the game," or whatever, So thanks, Kevin Hart, for the money, and thank you to our one segment sponsor, DraftKings.
Well, they're still going to sponsor us through the NFL segment. We're going to go into real quick. So NFL this week was pretty exciting too. I mean, I think here was what I wrote down. Just because it's Giants versus Cowboys, so they may at the end of tonight there could still be 3 undefeated teams. Giants, Eagles, and Dolphins, which is not what you would have guessed to start this season.
Maybe Eagles, not Dolphins.
So I said Saints suck, Eagles are damn good, Dolphins surprised the hell out of me. A lot we still don't know. Lamar Jackson may be the hottest. He is putting on a Michael Vick type, season to start this season. I got him in fantasy, so it makes you keep up a little more. I'm not even a big Ravens fan, don't care. But he has been a freak show. He's a joystick.
And then whenever Cam had that, when Cam was MVP, his season was kind of crazy.
Cam did run the ball and do things like that. But yeah, Cam could throw
he'd run people over. Yeah.
So I put first loss. Kansas City got their first loss. Bills got their first loss. First win. Speaking of, Colts got their first win over that Kansas City team. Carolina got their first win. The Bengals got their first win. Falcons, Titans. Only 2 teams without a win, Raiders and Houston. And technically only team without, or that is Houston, or Houston has a tie at least.
Who is that Mike McDaniel? He's a freaking dork. Where did he come from?
Obviously a Dolphin.
Numbers crunching guy?
Yeah, he's somebody's coordinator somewhere.
There's no way he ever played football.
No. Most of these guys didn't, so.
The
Saints suck. They lost to the Panthers. Jameis Winston's horrible.
He's hurt, man.
I know, but he is horrible.
Could you imagine?
He's not good.
What was the deal with this that's going on right now with Aaron Rodgers? I just saw it. I didn't even look at this. So you're going to have to tell me. Was seeing something on the Jumbotron?
I don't know
okay,
about
you don't
that
know
either.
about that?
I didn't see anything about that.
What about Sanchez's butt fumble being taken over?
Well, that was pretty funny.
He said, stay delayed, boy.
Or whatever, and then he said, so that was pretty good. The kicker for the Dolphins butt kicked it, which actually ended up helping them because they got the safety and then they got the stop on that one.
Did you see Garoppolo last night? They were like down and say, fuck, speak of the devil. Here we go. Watch him.
Oh, I thought you meant like he did. No, he was horrible. Yeah, steps right out.
I mean, that was better than throwing a pick six like he did.
But complete unawareness. Well, was it? Because then they lose because of that. So it wasn't.
I mean,
better.
they lost by 1 point.
Yeah, and 2 points for a safety.
On a scale of handsome, 1 to 10, what do you think?
I've never been a Garoppolo guy. I don't think so.
I think he's probably the most handsome guy in the NFL.
Oh, no.
Who?
No, I think Dak's better looking than him. I think
Dak?
Yeah, I think
Absolutely not.
Oh yeah.
No,
I don't find him attractive. I think Jared Goff's better looking than him.
You think because he looks like Ryan Gosling?
Yeah, I'm kind of that.
And
that
Notebook's your favorite
California
movie?
Blonde. Yeah, just beautiful blonde.
So the kind of men you're into are blonde men, blonde-haired men.
Gorgeous blonde.
Gorgeous
men,
blonde
yes.
hair. What about your boy from the Cardinals, the coach?
He's
more handsome than Jared Goff.
He's a good looking guy. I think he's better looking than I think, of course, once they go to a side profile, don't, but even Shanahan isn't bad looking until they go to a side profile and he looks like his dad.
Kyle Shanahan?
Yeah.
I saw his dad last night at the game. He just looks like such a rat.
He's such the rat.
You could put him and Krzyzewski by himself and just who would be the biggest rat?
Probably biggest snafus of the week. Chiefs special teams just screwed them most of the game. Couple missed field goals. They lose by 3, get their first loss, but they look human. Maybe it's good for them. Dolphins, and really what sucks for this is, here where it's on right now, but the Bills have a chance a couple different times to stop the clock, win it.
Boy's pissed there.
Well, they're within field goal with a minute something left. They're running plays to kill clock instead of doing it right, and then don't even.
I've never seen a weaker throwing your tablet. He's like,
he's a madman, though. Yeah,
there's the butt thing.
To have that game won and then to lose it is just horrible. Ravens beat the Patriots. Nobody really cares. Like I said, freaking Raiders look horrible. They're bad. They make any team look good. Eagles good. So there were some good games. Falcons got their first win over the Seahawks. Seahawks aren't very good.
What's his name looking for them?
Mariota?
Yeah.
Like he wasn't a starting quarterback for 2 years for a reason. I mean, he's serviceable, but they did it for a draft pick they have that freaking London dude that they have there, wide receiver. He's a freak. He's
the dude from Florida?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He's like, this year's, whatever the, Chase. He's like Jamar Chase.
Oh.
He's just.
I was thinking the tight end they have.
No,
from Florida.
That's Pitts. Yeah, that's Kyle Pitts or whatever.
He's a stud.
Yeah. No, this is whatever London, number 5. He's a rookie wide receiver, but he's been freaking tearing it up. And so it's been fun to watch.
Dude, Steve Young's a big dude.
He is a pretty big guy, but of course, Booger's, he was never real tall. I think he's only 5'10" or whatever, but he was a 300-pound 5'10" dude.
Yep.
Our picks last week, I did make a little bit of leeway.
I thought you kind of did. That's what I get. Bengals probably is it, right?
Yep. So we picked Bengals Jets. We both got a point for that one. So that moves you up to 5 total points. And then that was the only one you got. We picked Bills and Chiefs, or Bills and Dolphins. I mean, you picked Bills. I picked Dolphins. And then we picked Lions and Vikings. You picked Lions. I picked Vikings. So now that brings us up 5-4.
They were up by 14 points in the fourth quarter.
Well, but that's why they're the Lions. I mean, they're fun, and I'm actually kind of pulling for them for all the, Skipper and all those things. Skip.
Chip.
Get him, Skip. It's Skip. I'm pretty sure it's Skip.
Win one for the Gipper.
skipper. Win
Win for the skipper. He probably did. They probably fucking cut him after last week.
No, I think they talked about because he
Skip's still on the team.
I'm pretty sure.
Skip looks just like my kid's stepdad, by the way.
He does look a lot like
exactly
him. He does look a lot like him.
Jeez. I was thinking that the other day. I was like, God dang, I didn't know he played for the Lions, too.
We'll get our pick 3 out of the way here real quick. We're going to go about 10 more minutes, 15
Good,
more
that'd
minutes.
be perfect for our game.
So we got a game right after this. Pick this week, Lions versus Seahawks. I'm giving you Lions.
Let's go, Skip.
And I'm going to pick him as well.
You were giving me what if I would have picked the Seahawks?
I wasn't going to let you.
You know I was
Eagles
going
and Jaguars, which now, that's one thing I did not. Jaguars dominated, put up 38 points. They have looked like all they need to do is get rid of Urban Meyer, and they are
What's their record?
2-1.
Really? And Trevor Lawrence looks good?
Oh, dude, they freaking, that was the one game I forgot to talk about. They freaking, it was 38
There's your boy.
38-10 over the Chargers, who were, a sexy pick.
Yeah, but Justin Herbert's hurt too. I almost took that for him to get
out. I get it, but that's still it's supposed to be one of the best defenses and all that.
Yeah.
For them to put up 38.
Do they not
points.
have what's his name? Is he hurt?
Mac?
Their receiver.
Keenan Allen's hurt.
Yeah.
So yeah, but they've still got plenty of weapons.
I just didn't know if I watched them when they played the Chiefs. I didn't see him out there. So
we got Eagles, Jags. Who you got there?
Eagles.
Okay, I'm taking Jaguars.
Fly, Eagles. That's for you, McKay.
And
if you be listening.
Chiefs, Bucks. Should be a good game. Motivated. Bucks coming off their first loss. It is at Bucks.
Tom Brady. Let's go.
TJ, I'm going to go with the Chiefs on that one. So we got our picks locked. All right.
Locked in.
So you got what do we got for a game this week?
Well, we got kind of the guess 'em game. I'll give you clues, and we'll see if you can get them. Well, I think we should start doing this a little bit different. I'm going to put 30 seconds on the clock because that gives you too much time because I'm giving you the clues as I go. So let's do. You got to be shitting me.
Can't find a clock on there?
Yep, here we go.
Oh, man, I got my safe driver award. Gallup's inactive. Go figure.
Oh, he is?
Go figure. We're never going to get a regular lineup put together. You're making for some good radio here.
Oh, yeah. By the way, we're live.
No, we're not.
Okay, we're not. But, okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready. These are actors or these are
No, these
sports?
are active sports.
Okay,
stars.
celebrities.
Stars.
Okay.
NBA players, actually. And I stole this from All-Star Game. So none of these are like fifth guy from the end of the bench type deal. Okay?
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Current I'm going to struggle with, but that's okay.
I mean, these are guys who played in the 2010s. Okay. Actually, this is, yeah. All right. Our first player went to college at the University of Texas. He was the second pick in the 2006 NBA draft to the Bulls. So it's kind of tricksy here.
Then he was traded.
My man played for 3 NBA teams.
Is it Kevin Durant?
Incorrect. Blazers, Spurs, Nets.
Blazers, Spurs.
7-time NBA All-Star.
Aldridge?
Yep, good job.
LaMarcus Aldridge.
He's also a 3-time NBA second team, 3-time NBA third team, NBA first rookie team. I don't think he's ever won an NBA championship. I don't know. It says right here, to the Nets, because I think he did retire.
I think then he came back.
Yeah,
he had a heart thing. He just came back. I don't know if he retired this year. He was there last year. He's still playing on the game I play on 2K.
I'm going to give my second guy, I'm going to make him last because I don't think you're going to get him.
Okay. You want to do yours now, or am I going to go again?
You actually have stuff for me?
Yeah, I got one. I got a couple for you.
Okay. Let's do mine, and let me get you, and then we'll do me. You do me, and then I'll do you.
We'll reciprocate.
Okay. My next player is a 6'9" forward from Oklahoma. Every time I hear that, I think
Blake
of like
Griffin.
Dennis Rodman. No. Okay. He went to Duke. He was the 7th overall pick in the 2004 NBA draft, picked by the Suns. I guess currently he is not.
He's not. That'd be a long career.
Yeah. 04 to 19. He played for the Bulls, Cavs, Heat, Lakers, and Timberwolves.
Where did he go to school? Duke?
He went to Duke. And I'll give you another hint. He's not American.
Shane Battier?
He's not American.
God dang.
Dark as night.
04, not Hill, not.
2-time NBA All-Star.
I don't know, man. I pass.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Luau Deng.
Oh, that man.
Dang it.
God dang, I do know who him. I mean, I know he is, but I wouldn't.
He's from Sudan.
I didn't know he played for Duke, man. And I think I actually probably did know that, but
he's only there for a year.
I know him because he was that guy that got one decent year, got a huge contract to go to the Lakers, and then never did.
Yeah,
anything.
let's see here when he
averaged like 12 points a year when he got like.
Yeah, because it was like he was just the hottest shit ever.
Yeah,
They're like,
he left the Bulls, and they thought he was going to be a stud with all those, because that was with Rose around him. Rose got all those guys contracts, man.
He was so good. Could you imagine if he never got hurt? What would have happened?
He's like that Grant Hill or
Grant Hill would have been.
Yeah.
All right, our last guy. I'll be surprised if you get this. I honestly don't think you're going to get this.
Okay.
But hell, you might get on the first guess.
We'll see.
Okay. Let's see here. He was drafted the number 10th overall pick in 2005 to the Lakers. He played from 05 to 14. He's a 7-foot center. He played for 3 NBA teams: the Lakers, the Cavs, and the Pacers.
God damn it! What's his name? Starts with a B.
You fucker.
Fuck.
2-time NBA champion.
God dang.